Hello and welcome to my channel, and welcome to this week's video. This is full honesty, it is Thursday and I haven't filmed anything this week. And the simple answer is I'm not okay. I did not feel like sharing much. I did not feel like putting myself in front of camera, and I did not feel like I have anything profound to share with you guys. So I just didn't film. And any of you that watched my previous video know that I had a quite down moment at the end, and since then it's been continuing. This time I haven't been much successful regarding shaking off this feeling. I'm still kind of deeply in it. Yeah, and for anyone being worried about me, don't be. I am not someone who is clinically down or clinically depressed. I know the differences. My mum works in psychiatry, so I've been exposed to this kind of world my whole life. I just have that kind of human feeling of feeling down when you feel that everything is kind of weighing you down and there's a lot of thoughts in your head and you don't seem to be able to shake off that feeling. But it's not something where I would be swallowed by that feeling or feel like I'm drowning in it or like I just need to wallow, or I'm not allowing myself to get to those lengths. I'm quite a strong personality. For the people that know me and watched me for quite a few months now probably know that I am not. So I'm quite a strong person. I know myself and I allow myself to just be who I am, which is someone who goes through life, quite a difficult life, but goes through life with my head held high and always trying her best. So that's me. And yeah, that's kind of where I am. So don't be worried, and please don't comment in the comments like just find yourself a therapist. I've had a few of these comments previously, and I used to have a therapist. I used to have a psychologist when I was growing up. So I've unpacked a lot of things there, and I definitely do not feel like I need it. I think I've grown as a person. I've managed to stand on my 2 feet since I left university and moved thousands and thousands of miles away from family, started building my whole life from scratch in a different country, found love, lost love. So for anyone new, I'm Andrea. I am currently 36 years old, but when I was 34, a year and 9 months ago, my husband passed away and I've become a young widow. Around 10 months ago, I started this YouTube channel just to help normalize this kind of state of life where most people in my kind of age group are starting families, getting married, going for careers, and I seem to just jumped over many, many decades of life and found myself on the other side, widowed and childless. So yeah, so that's me, and I'm quite aware of my situation, my feelings, and there is more to like why I feel the way I feel than just feeling lonely. Like I said last week, I don't just feel lonely. There's a lot of other external pressures on me that I'm trying to like navigate, and those are like big life decisions, like recently I had a promotion. I announced it on YouTube, and a lot of people were really happy about it. But someone recently commented, maybe it's not the right time for you, because I was feeling sad, and they recognized that maybe those like pressures are not really healthy for me right now. And unfortunately, it might be true, but also I am in my mid-30s, and I am in a stage of life where I need to chase the career, otherwise I'll be left behind. And we all know that if you are in a job, we're all capable, we all can be promoted, we all should be, but only certain people are. And those people are very ambitious, driven, but also they are in the right place, the right time, they're very visible, they are exposed to responsibilities, and that's what's happening to me right now. And that train just arrived to my station and I hopped on it, and I'm being taken away with it. But if I decide that it's too much and I drop off the train, I'll never be able to get on it ever again. And that's the harsh reality. You often have just one chance, and that chance is now. So as it might be true that it's maybe too much for me right now, I don't have a choice. Because I am driven, I am ambitious, and I like what I do. Yes, I'm not very much well paid like others. That was something that really was apparent last week when I was around my colleagues. I'm probably the least paid person on the kind of leadership team. But I am also not a person that will hold back. So I've reported that back to my manager, and she's aware of all of these kind of all of that kind of situation of pressure, responsibility, but low pay. And I absolutely trust her, and I know that she is a person, if anyone, she's the person that she will do something about it. So I probably have nothing to talk about with her until the end of fiscal, but if I prove myself well, then there's a high I'll reap the rewards soon. So that's the situation. Then there's also a situation of the house and like life in general. I don't know if I want to be where I am in my house, in the town that I live, in the region that I live. And I feel that kind of strong pull to just leave everything behind and move. But I don't want to talk about it because nothing is set in stone and nothing is decided or started or anything. So I just feel like this is just something that is in my head and I'm mulling it over. So these are the external pressures, and then like last week, that feeling of feeling alone and just not having anyone, like that you're one person, like yes, friends, yes, acquaintances, yes, family members, but that one person, because you worked really hard for finding that one person, and you found that big love that everyone wants you to have. But then he was ripped away from you, and you just now live in that massive void where just people, and that was kind of the apparent thing, because I live in my own small island. I work from home, I just live with my dog now, and I'm quite separated from the real life. So when I went to Oxford last week, and I was around my colleagues, I just realized how everyone is somehow connected. They have families, they're married, they're engaged, they're whatever. They all have like lovely houses and they're settled, and you're just feeling like you've entered someone else's world that doesn't look anywhere close to what your life looks, and it just hits you. And it can kind of spiral out of proportion. And that's what's happening right now for me. But I'm trying to ground myself and trying to just not compare myself, because comparison is a thief of joy, and it's absolutely true. So I'm just trying to keep it together and just distract myself with happy thoughts and like absolute just kind of like the mundane, like not heavy things, just mundane everyday things. And I think it's working. I'm not 100% there, that's why I haven't filmed, but I'm not feeling that kind of deep loss anymore. So what I've been doing, if you are new to this channel, I'm quite a big reader. I prefer reading to anything else. And if I'm not physically reading, I'm listening to audiobooks. But I normally read books that are about nothing. They're basically character driven. They are exploring kind of the everyday, the mundane, the big feelings, the kind of big pictures. And this is kind of like my genre of reading. But I feel like in this moment of my life, I can't do this. I think that like the deeper thinking, the kind of reflection and exposure to other people's lives is not something that will help me. So I was in a process of reading Transcription by Ben Lerner. And once I finished it, I told myself, like, nope, you can't read any of your TBR books. You need to find something that is completely like uplifting, low stakes, and absolutely like sometimes like tips to the pendulum of like absolute trash. So I actually stopped reading, and instead I was basically going very hard. Like I've been going really hard on a trashy TV, and I'm not like judging. I'm not saying it as like a negative word, trash. I just mean it like, that kind of consumption where you can leave your brain behind and you don't have to engage with it. It's just kind of like thrown at you and you just entertained. So I kind of tapped into my childhood and like the early younghood, and I watched a YA TV series called Off Campus. It doesn't look at all like TV shows when I was growing up. Like today's kids are learning about bigger things like consent and trust, and it's quite explicit at times, which it sometimes even now shocks me, and I am in my mid-30s, whilst today's youth are just kind of exposed to it and like safely and in kind of like very vacuum kind of environment, which we didn't have, and probably many of you watching it didn't have. But yeah, that was like, that's been entertaining me for the past week. I've watched an episode a day, and it's just absolute fun. I don't have to engage my brain. It's absolute, like, I wouldn't recommend it. Probably no one would watch it, but that's kind of like explaining the state of mind when you need escapism, you need happy thoughts, you need fun, low stake kind of content. So that's what I've been watching. And then because I'm not reading or listening to audiobooks, I went hard on music, which I love music. I have very varied taste. I wouldn't say I love one genre to another, but I often don't listen to music. Like in a day, probably not at all. The only time when I listen to music is when I get into my car and I turn on radio. I don't turn on radio in my house. I don't listen to, I don't have a Spotify. I don't have any of these kind of platforms for music. So I'm not a big like music consumer, which is probably surprising, but I needed that. I needed that kind of blanket of Again, it's like a pendulum that you need when you're down, and that's kind of like the happy kind of songs that make you get up and dance, and then I don't know, or there's those like songs of your youth where you know every word and you can just scream them out loud, and then the other side of pendulum is like the sad songs, but not sad in like a wallowing way, but like sad in a bigger think like being in your head kind of way. So for the one side of like get up and have a boogie, I've listened to Dancing with Myself by Billy Idol a lot this week, just because you can't not get up and, as some people would say, cut a rug. Then another song is, I can't cuss on my channel, but it's the BITCH is Back by Elton John. 70s Elton is the best Elton. And yeah, that one is also fun. It's just happy and fun and very 70s. Love it. And then the songs that I kind of like know off by heart and you just scream them out. When I was cooking the other day, I was just literally losing my voice, putting it on very high like volume. And that's songs by Creed. I know, it tells a lot about me, but you know, Higher by Creed, or basically all of their songs, the well-known songs at least. So yeah, great karaoke song, by the way. And if you kind of swing back to the pendulum of kind of those songs that make you think and kind of like make you be stuck in your head when you need it, I rediscovered The National. If you don't know them, I would recommend listening to Trouble Will Find Me by The National. It is an exquisite album of amazing songs. I read a comment once when they described them as like a sad dad songs. And it couldn't be more true. They are very like heavy, but also in a very much an adult way. So yeah, and my like recently favorite from the album is Graceless. Please listen to it. It's amazing. It's an amazing track. There is a science to walking through windows without you is an amazing line, and it just makes you think. So yeah, so that has been me. That's been me in the last week, for the week. And yeah, I will try to film more in the upcoming days, so there's more to watch than just me sitting down and laying it on you. But hopefully it's been I don't know, it's been eye-opening, and I often see comments where people say, you're not alone. I feel the same way, and a lot of people relate. So I hope this one also does the same, and also shows the reality, like we're not robots. We have our ups and downs, peaks and troughs. And I just have my down moment, not necessarily a trough, but just kind of that everyday down where you are too stuck in your head. So I'll work on that. And on that note, thank you very much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Bye.